You're gonna do a video?
This is what.
Dean, how you doing?
It's good to see you again, Dean.
Hi, guys. Sit down.
We're here with Brother Blackbeard. He comes from a big family. He had a testosterone boost a long time ago that has brought you a lot of grandchildren too, huh? 7.
Hey, Gilbert, I just got out of work. We did a lot of research.
You did a lot of research?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't. I put that video on private because I was thinking about redoing it because I forgot a couple things. But anyways,
Boy, you're gonna pick a fight.
yeah,
All those research out there are gonna hate you.
I know. But anyways, so beards and pantsuits, what could go wrong? It's going to create a sexual tension, and then you know how like our brother-in-law Paul, now that he's 60, he has permission to have a beard. Now all of a sudden you can have permission to have sex on the down low, and everybody like the Catholics, you know, you can have sex and just mind your own business.
You know,
And then,
I never thought of it like that. The way I thought about it was their chests are all puffed up. Like I told Rick Fearon the other day when we were talking.
Yeah.
When I seen them around my town, the people that have beards now, they walk with a step, with a little jump, with a little life in their step.
Yeah.
And they were dead, and now they're found. They got this new reason to be tough and macho. They think they're, man, I know this sounds cliche, but they think they're bad. The Jehovah's Witnesses are walking tall. I'm telling you, in my town, I don't know how it's in LA. I haven't talked to none of your friends. But in my town, what I've seen, all the brothers with beards, they're walking tall, Gilbert. They got a spring in their step. They got this new lease on life. All those cliches that our fathers talked about, that's Jehovah. He brought this new life into them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like the beards will be like a man losing 50 pounds or a woman losing 50 pounds, right?
Yeah, it's empowered. It's empowered them. It's like the Jehovah's Witnesses grew a set because they were all metrosexual men, and
but
now you had all the metrosexual men in the governing body because they're all metrosexual. But now you got Grizzly Adams going on in the Kingdom Hall. It is funny.
Okay, but with that, Jesse, you can't deny that for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction.
Yeah, but I never thought about that because I was busy looking at their
no, and but Jesse, there's nothing wrong with that. If a man grows a beard and then goes to the gym and then, you know, grows like really long hair and maybe some sideburns, he's going to naturally be giving up. What are those things called? Pheromones. He's naturally going to be like saying, you know, like he's in heat.
You know what? I think all the testosterone that Jehovah has given his witnesses is going to offset all the jabby yabby. Because they're all BB'd out. They're all Armageddoned out. So I think the testosterone is going to help get the proteins out.
So the fact that it's going to be harder to disfellowship people because they're not really members of your congregation. They're just attendees. Because you got rid of the time card.
Okay, let's get back to sexual tension. We haven't finished with that.
Okay.
But the skirts were one of the reasons why a lot of guys went. And now they're wearing what's Bill Clinton's wife's name? What was her name? Hillary Clinton pantsuits.
Pantsuits.
They look like Mao Zedong.
Okay, the reason why worldly men wanted to date Jehovah's Witnesses is because worldly men were out there getting all the tail that they could get. But they wanted to marry a Jehovah's Witness to be at home.
And they were clean women. They went all tatted out. Yeah.
I told this to one girl when I was, I think I mentioned her name because she's probably, she's in Yuma. We're out there in Dayton, right? Dayton, Arizona. And I told her about, no, this guy, he just wants you for, and she was mad. She thought, oh, you're just trying to get me to be your girlfriend and, dump him. She goes to Yuma, 60 miles away, right? But actually where she lived, it was like a 90-mile drive. She goes 90 miles into town. She lives, way out there in the middle of nowhere in Arizona. And to go do their shopping, the grocery shopping for the week. And I guess they stop at some like Applebee's type, and sure enough, she finds her boyfriend with his another girlfriend. So he had two girls.
And he
He
was a
had
ministerial servant, wasn't he? Didn't they make him
oh,
ministerial servant?
nah, he was a worldly guy. But
Oh.
here's the thing: that it goes back to the dress. You see, the worldly men, according to them, it's called elevating. They see a Jehovah's Witness woman with a nice dress. She's chaste. You know, she hasn't been with any guys or maybe one, right? And so, from a worldly perspective, he's like, yeah, this is a girl I want to marry, and she's going to raise my children, while I get it on, you know, like Donkey Kong in the zone in La Zona in San Luis. For those of you in Yuma, you know what I'm talking about. So when you have the pantsuits, see, you're dropping the character. So a woman wouldn't put out when she's wearing. Well, she may, but it's harder for a woman to put out when she's dressed like a queen, like a princess. Once you start lowering that bar, it's like giving a girl a couple of drinks.
Now,
It lowers her inhibitions. I may be wrong on this.
I don't have an answer to this, but let me ask you, because you're the GG for GB. You're closer to corporate. I mean, and you served for a couple of years before you got impeached as a governing body member. The sisters having pants now, all joking aside, could it be an empowering move on the women part? Because a sister could have a corporate look. Mm-hmm. She could have an executive look. And you got to admit, a lot of the men are retarded Jehovah's Witnesses. Mm-hmm. Like 99.9% Jehovah's Witnesses are retarded. If you had an organization, if you were a corporation, would you want a retarded guy running your corporation? I'd rather have the girls running the corporation. And some of the girls look like they're business women. I would trust them more than the guys.
So you think one of the changes that they're doing for the new religion would be bringing in women as ministerial servants?
I think so. I think they're setting them up for a position of responsibility. They're going to see which women are pioneers, which women have an executive look that they could. Remember, you told me a while back that in the police departments and all over the United States, they're hiring Hispanic women because they bust their ass and they work harder than everybody. Mm-hmm. Everywhere, look around. Mm-hmm. They even put them in the Supreme Court. They put them everywhere, you know. And so I think maybe the Watchtower wants to get women, and they're going to see who is the most corporate, who follows the instructions the best, who looks the best. And if they look sharper than the men, they might be the ministerial servants. Get rid of the men. Look, they're already getting rid of white men all over the media. They're getting them rid of all over Hollywood. So Watchtower is just following suit.
Well, the thing is, look, in order for you to get to the new religion, where the United Nations and the World Economic Forum approve of you, you have to change your views on abortion, homosexuality, and also women, your view on women. And so if Watchtower were to make these changes too fast, it'll be like cold water, right? Like the polar bear plunge, you know? So that's probably what I said it. That's why we're seeing these changes, is because it's a transition to the new religion.
Like maybe because everybody knows that Jehovah's Witnesses hate the Catholic Church, but mm-hmm. they copy the Catholic Church mm-hmm. in the hierarchy and everything. So maybe they're bringing in a nun class, a Jehovah nun class. None of this and none of that.
But if they bring in a Jehovah nun class, they're going to have to scour the Bible and try to find
a reason,
a biblical precedent.
Well, in the first century, wasn't Timothy's family mm-hmm. very instrumental in bringing Timothy into the ministry?
And also the fact that I would say that they could go as far as saying that the Apostle Paul gave his opinion. That was one man's opinion. You know, but
because Peter didn't talk about it, John didn't talk about it,
and the fact that he had to bring it up, other people in other congregations did not share that same opinion. So it's so this thing about women serving in the first century, has precedent.
And
Otherwise,
Jesus
I
said,
wouldn't have brought it up.
and Jesus says in the resurrection, people are not given to sexes. That's something for here for earth.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's just that. So what could go wrong with beards and pantsuits?
I don't think man, it's a recipe for disaster on the beard parts. On the pantsuits, I don't care because I feel the sisters suffered enough. So I have mercy. I whatever they want to do. But the retards, I'm out. I'm like the Jehovah's Witnesses I fight with in my city. It's always the men or the elders. I never fight with the publishers and I never fight with the sisters. But when I run across an elder, we go mano a mano in my town all the time. I think Watchtower gets tired of them and they want to get the sisters in a position of responsibility. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. And somebody could say, Jesse, you are so off. And I respect that. I could. It was just something that crossed my mind that they might want women because they're more pliable. They're more ready to follow instruction than the men.
Right. Yeah. But I really do also believe that sexual tension is going to increase. But
well, this is what I didn't go there. I didn't go there. I know what you're saying. I thought that there's more testosterone. I see that. There's, but I defined it as there's a skip in their step. They're walking around with, they're badass. You would think that they were Hell's Angels. You know what? They're PAs. I'm going to, here on the GG for GB channel, I'm going to name it. We already have the Hell's Angels, right? The Jehovah's Witnesses are going to be the Paradise Angels.
There you go. But I'm, what do you think about birthdays? Are they going to start allowing birthdays?
I think so. That should be up there pretty soon because there's no biblical reason for them to exclude. Those are some of the stupidest reasons, the 3 birthdays in the Bible.
They may start with
always remember this. With Jehovah, always remember this. 3 strikes and you're out. 3 strikes and you're out. 3 birthday parties in the Bible, the Trinity. They always are wrong with 3.
That's true. But Jesse, the fact that my brother-in-law, circuit overseer, puts on a beard because he has permission from the governing body. He has permission. This thing about the birthdays, a lot of people disagree. It is not far-fetched. It is not far-fetched that these people will buy it hook, line, and sinker. Like, oh yeah, we could,
Gilbert, you could hear it here first. In about a year or 2, there's going to be Jehovah Piñatas.
Jehovah Piñatas? The Jehovah's Witnesses will be breaking out piñatas? Is that a prediction?
Yeah, jw.org Piñatas. They're going to be smashing that.
Wow. The piñatas.
I don't even want to think what they're going to stuff the piñatas with, like blood donor cards or blood transfusions or
check this out.
Jabby yabbies.
Check this out. So my ex-wife, she has a 7-year-old, he's almost 7-year-old baby. My sister Annabelle in Yuma ignored him when he was 2 years old at your house. And so in Yuma, my Jehovah's Witness sister comes to Phoenix and our Catholic sister's there. I'm in Mexico, right? I'm in Mexico this weekend I was in Mexico. My Catholic sister says, Gilbert, what are you doing in Yuma? I have to go to the doctor. So she tells me that she's in Phoenix with my Jehovah's Witness sister and my ex-wife is there. My Jehovah's Witness sister is now talking to the boy, playing with the boy, and doing all that stuff. I don't have the heart to tell them that 7 years have gone by and not one hello. But because of the shunning policy that's being relaxed, that she's able to now talk to the boy. And it goes to show how a lot of these people don't make that connection. So you ignore me for 7 years. For 7 years, you ignore me. My son, my this and that. And now all of a sudden you just want to pretend that you can pick up like nothing?
Gilbert,
Now, I didn't want to throw a wrench in the system. I kept, it's none of my business. Shut up. But I'm just saying, when it comes to birthday parties and everything else, these Jehovah's Witnesses and these ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who are not, who are not up to speed, they'll buy anything, Jesse. If the governing body says we found an old manuscript in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it says Yabba Dabba Dabba, and it translates to this, the Jehovah's Witnesses, like you and I were always saying, they would be saying Yabba Dabba Dabba, Yabba Dabba Doo.
Gilbert,
That's the level that I'm seeing right now with my own eyes.
these people are whack, man, and I love them all. They're my brothers and sisters. I love them. But whatever the hell the Watchtower says, they'll follow it. Take 5 jabby yabbies, they'll do it. Man, I was gonna go vulgar, but I'm not. Whatever Watchtower says, they'll do. These people are lost, hook, line, and sinker. And it goes to show that word research that you're always talking about research. These are the most researched people. They're always researching, telling everybody they're researching. They're the most ignorant people on the planet. They have to have some guy 3,000 miles away tell them that it's okay to have a beard. Like I told, these are the most political people on the face of the planet. Remember what I told you? These people are so political. They say they claim to be politically neutral.
This is what you're describing.
Who put you up to this? Was it her?
All right, wait a minute. I think you've got it backwards.
My George isn't clever enough to hatch a scheme like this.
You got that right.
What the hell does that mean?
That means whatever the hell you want it to mean.
You saying you want a piece of me?
I could drop you like a bag of dirt.
You want a piece of me? You got it!
That means whatever the hell you want it to mean.
That means whatever the hell you want it to mean. That's the Jehovah's Witnesses right there.
Whatever the Watchtower says is in the scripture, they'll follow it, hook, line, and sinker.
And what do you say?
And
My George is not too smart to come up with something like this. You got that right.
And you know what? There might be evidence to prove that you're wrong. Because when Elaine says, whatever the hell you want, maybe there was some good research. So sometimes research is important.
Yeah, sometimes research is.
Would you at least concede that?
Oh
point?
yeah. There's nothing. Yeah.
Because whatever the hell Watchtower, maybe these witnesses do need a little research.
Okay. Well, that's
and I
it,
think
man.
you need to work on that point.
Which one's that?
I don't think it's so much research. I don't think it's the research leading to anger. Could it be the time they're spending on research?
Yeah.
Remember the Dark Seekers in I Am Legend, and they were beating their head? Sometimes the researchers look like that. They're that pissed off.
Yeah.
Dude, we know everything you say, everything you conspiracy theorists say is true. Okay. But don't beat your head on the asphalt.
Yeah.
You need those brain cells for future work. Keep your panties on.
Keep your panties on. Yeah. Yeah. Jesus wasn't mad at them because these apostles weren't researching. Yeah.
Yeah, like Mike. Remember how Mike's always angry? That guy takes one jabby yabby, his head's gonna explode. So you gotta take everything in stride. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Can you imagine that guy going to Las Vegas? He'll shoot up the first place in the craps game. Come on, 7. Little Joe. Yeah. Keep your
Yeah. Are you going to the convention in Boston?
No.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh, so he's gonna have a convention over there?
Yeah, I think so. We'll help him out in any way we can.
Well,
but
you're gonna ask him if he needs a parking lot attendant.
Yeah, you can help him out. Okay. Check this out. Ecclesiastes 12, 6 helpful votes. Hopefully, so beware of anything beyond these, of making many there's no end.
ESV? I haven't done research.
Something very
version?
yes, yeah.
6
As much is a weariness of the flesh. Much study is a weariness of the flesh. Yeah, even King Solomon. Yeah. Yeah, no. King, yeah. There's too much, man. You gotta enjoy life. And what good is researching everything else? Why don't you research the things that make you happy? Like right there, you're drinking alcohol. Why don't you
No,
research how? Yeah.
I'm drinking. Hey, because I did listen. I'm a believer in research. And when COVID hit, I started drinking this shit.
Turn it on. Well, tonic water with
Quinine.
quinine,
Yeah.
which is the natural substance that, and the synthetic one is hydroxychloroquine
Yeah.
Donald Trump was trying to take.
And when we were babies, so 50 years ago, my dad used to watch movies that were 50 years old.
Yeah.
Or 30 years old.
Those Jesse,
So
those movies are
that
like
were from 80 years ago.
Yeah.
And in Mexico, it was a poor country. And so they suffer from malaria. So when they would be out drinking and out in the parking lot, the horses and the guitars, they would drink a tonic water. And they would go, "What do you want?" "I want a tonico."
Mhm.
It was tonic water because it was like medicine to them. Yeah,
Well,
years ago.
tonic water is the reason we speak English and not Spanish.
It
The
is.
world, because nobody knew that other than the British, and they kept it a secret.
No. The limeys.
Well, no, that was for the scurvy.
Oh.
But the tonic, they kept it a secret, and they would beat and also because the Spanish had scurvy with the limes, vitamin C, they were able to conquer them. It was an easy fight. So, but yeah,
But Gilbert, think about it. All things considered.
Mhm.
Oh, NPR. All things considered. I outed myself. I'm a lefty. Can you imagine you could go back to 1511 and the Spanish Armada, or the 1600s with the tonic water in the 1700s, and knowing that all you're fighting in the future, you're going to have a freak like Justin Trudeau inheriting everything you got.
I know. Well, that's what King Solomon said.
I would have surrendered, man. I go, oh my God.
That's what King Solomon talked about that.
Yeah.
And his son became king, and then it became a civil war. And then
like King James. If he would have known he was going to be, if Justin Trudeau was going to be taking over him, he would have said, "King James Version, my ass."
No. We'll see. So yeah, no. So going back to research, research the things that make you happy. That's all. Research the things that make you happy. But hey, Jesse, got anything else?
No, that was
Beers,
it.
what can go wrong?
Well, yeah. I think that the beards, they're what I'm seeing in the streets is that they think they're real tough. They got.
I'll tell you what the new change. The new change is going to be what Bill Clinton said: "Don't ask, don't tell" on homosexuality. That's how they're going to get there. Homosexuality, don't ask.
But that's 2 to 3 years down the road.
Okay, but that's going to be one of them.
Yeah, that's way down there. That's number 10. Birthdays is way earlier than that.
Okay. But Watchtower is going to go down the don't ask, don't tell.
Let me ask you this, though. Okay, birthdays, beards, everything's coming up. So, birthdays. I don't know about Easter, but do you think they might go back to Christmas? Because they did have a Christmas. In 1925 was their last year. That'll be a big one. That'll be a freaking earthquake. But there's no need. The world, see, this is the thing. For them to be accepted in the World Economic Forum, they don't need Christmas. Like you said, they need the sexual parts. They need the transgenderism. They need the homosexuality. They need, yeah.
Because they got to get to that side. Their Bible says it, New World.
Okay. And listen, they're already pro-abortion. If you think about it, if you can make the case that they're already pro-abortion, because they'll disfellowship you if you're pro-life.
So if you're Jehovah's Witness and you go to a Planned Parenthood clinic and you protest with the Catholics, because it's usually the Catholics that are out there.
Two things. The government can arrest you, and the Jehovah's Witnesses can disfellowship you. You say there's no such thing as coincidences. Both are eliminated. So you already are, the Jehovah's Witnesses are already pro-abortion. So behind closed doors, they could already tell the World Economic Forum, by default, we're already pro-abortion. So the Jehovah's Witnesses are pro-abortion because they won't lift a finger to help the life movement.
No, it's worse. Yeah, you said it's worse than that. If you do lift a finger to help the life movement, you will be disfellowshipped. Yeah.
For political reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Them, and the irony is, they're the most political people on the face of the earth. They all jabby-yabbied themselves for political expediency.
Mm-hmm. But they'll disfellowship you if you help a pro-abortion. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to say that they're against abortion, but the truth, those are just words. But actions speak louder than words.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The Jehovah's Witnesses are friends because at the end of the day, they help the pro-abortion movement by keeping these Christians, quote unquote Christians, out of the pro-life movement.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So on that, they won't have to touch. It's the transgenderism and the homosexuality. I don't see how the homosexuals, we know a lot of them already are, maybe at least minimum 3% of Jehovah's Witness males, because that's just the general numbers. That's just the general numbers.
Yeah, because this is the truth. This is the fact. I learned this from a Catholic, because it's all numbers. If 10% of the population is an alcoholic, that means 10% of Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses.
No. There's an anomaly there.
But he goes
25%.
But he goes, yeah, you can. There's other circumstances,
yeah,
but you can actually correct. There's extenuating circumstances, but numbers don't lie. Mm-hmm. So if a certain percentage is always going to be, so no matter what we do, no matter how much we preach, God, Jesus, the Bible, you're not going to get rid of homosexuality in any group. You're just not. There's always going to be the same percentage in the world of homosexuals going to be there in your organization. And I'm sorry, what are you going to do? So without being judgmental, I'm just saying that I believe that you can add maybe 1 percentage point or 2 to the national average of homosexuals to the Jehovah's Witness ranks. So if the national average is 3, I would say 5.
I think it would be back to 3 now with the beards, because now they're going to be able to date more women. Mm-hmm. They're going to be able to use a little bit of their testosterone and go on the hunt. Yeah.
No, I disagree. What about Jonathan and David? They had more love for each other than for women. No, because in the Bible, and I hate to go all Bible scholar, but our language is limited in English, and in the language of Greek and others, it's more descriptive in certain words, especially more romantic, like in Spanish. So, for example, love, you could say philia, you could say agape, you could say storge, or you could say eros, erotic. So when it talks about love of Jonathan and David, right there, you're insinuating an erotic love, but that's not the case. It would be a philia or a storge, like a family. So a brother, 2 brothers can love each other, or 2 men can love each other as if they were part of the same family, right? And so eros would be another one. And the same thing is also with the Jewish language. We say kids. Look at the kids. Like right now, you were saying kids, but in the Jewish language, it's more descriptive, like whether it's baby, a toddler, it has a whole bunch more stages. So a kid could be anything, but so I think a lot is lost in translation, and that's a good point. A lot of things,
and it's lost in the eons. It's lost in the eons. Think about it. We're in 2024. We're a loveless society. I'm not going to go judge David and Jonathan's love for each other. Coming from 2024, when we don't love shit. We don't hold nothing sacred.
Yeah.
We're the fuck generation.
Oh, and check this one out, because I have a friend of mine, Felix. Check this out. I have a friend of mine, Felix, and he doesn't talk to me no more because his wife is super jealous, and because she has him by the balls now. And this guy used to think he was real macho and everything, and so one day he was with his wife, his girlfriend, wife. She's old school Mexican, and I called Felix. I go, Felix, and in Spanish, right? I go, you're my one and only, my true love. And I did it on purpose. And she was thinking he's gay, and it was hilarious. And he called me later, like when she wasn't there, and he goes, Gilbert, man, he goes, don't do that. And he knew it was funny, but it was just me and him joking around. Look, I love Felix. You know how much I love Felix. I love him. I love him all. I love him all. I love him. But never. I mean, I've been to Las Vegas with him. We've gotten drunk in the same room. But Jesse, they ain't gonna happen. We're straight. So when you have that experience, when you actually love another man, I love Felix and I give my life for him, but never will I do anything sexual with him. Never. Doesn't even come. But do I love him more than I love women? Some women? Hell yeah, I would rather spend night with him. I mean, we had a blast in Vegas, and so like in the movie Grease, he goes, "What do you do with the woman?" You go, "What do you do with her for the other 23 hours and 45 minutes of the day?" Is that all it takes? 15 minutes? Yeah. So for the other 23 hours and 45 minutes of the day, you want to hang around your best friend.
And you can't judge history. We're in a different, like I said, we're in a different epoch. Look at just go look at the old Paul McCartney videos, John Lennon, George Harrison talking about when they were kids coming to America. They used to sleep in the same bed. And then people laughed at it, and he meant nothing sexual, nothing.
Jesse, look at that right there, Darth Guido. I can attest to that. Listen, and TMI, but when we were in Warwick, I paid my money to sleep in my two queen size bed. Me and Felix. Felix is over here. I'm over here. Darth Guido shows up. He shows up unannounced. He doesn't have a room. Doesn't have a hotel. He sleeps in my bed. So yeah, did I sleep with Darth Guido for 3 nights? Yeah. Did he grab my ass? No. Did I grab his? See, like a Jehovah's Witness elder, he's like, well, you didn't grab his ass, but did you grab his? You're like, no, I love him. I love Ojo, but we're friends. And people don't understand that it's lost in translation is the point.
Yeah. But you know what? There's a lot of sick people today that they're trying to say that Jesus was gay. They're trying to say that Abraham Lincoln was gay, or Moses was gay, or David was gay. So they're just projecting their own sexuality on other people, I think. They got a problem. Just look, if I was gay, I'd be the gayest dude. If I was black, I'd be the blackest dude.
Yeah. And also remember, united, because you always say this, united we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah.
By you accusing Jesus and Abraham Lincoln and others of being gay, you're just trying to put a wedge in us. And you know what? It doesn't really matter no more because the years have passed on. They're dead. Everyone's dead. So no.
What did Martin Luther King say? It really doesn't matter with me no more. I'm not the one calling people gay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that Watchtower needs to embrace homosexuality is what we're saying. And what we're trying to say, in some of the changes that they're doing, are they going to bring in homosexuality? We don't know. We're speculating.
And we're speculating based on the fact that everything that they write in jw.org points to their love affair with the United Nations.
And communism and Marxism.
Yeah, and climate change.
What you have to understand in communism and Marxism, you have to eliminate the old man. And so the Jehovah's Witnesses are always doing that. They're Marxist. At core, they're Marxist. The Marxists were the first ones to embrace lesbianism, homosexuality, and abortion rights. They were the first ones to put women in the front lines. The Germans had a field day. The things they did with Russian POW women, you can't even talk about. The atrocities that happened to these Russian women. All in the name of Marxism. Because they had to eliminate the Christian family. They had to break up the Christian family. Just like they did in the Soviet Union in 1917, the Bolshevik Revolution, just like the Democrats are doing today. Same thing.
Yeah, just like in the video back up about the rap music. They're just like, what do you know how to see? You don't. We don't need to see evidence. You already see. You just with your Jesus says, listen, pay attention. You know, and
Jehovah is a Marxist, and that's the
Jehovah's,
yeah.
and he's going to have to somehow get the homosexuals.
Because it's going to destroy the straight family. They
Mhm.
have to destroy white men, the hierarchy of white male. They have to destroy Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther. They have to destroy George Washington and the founding fathers.
Could Watchtower go that direction of saying, we're going to replace the white elders with black and Mexican and in the United States?
Well, in a way, they're already do it. If you notice that the Pledge of Allegiance, a lot of government officials of today don't have an oath to the America.
Mm-hmm.
The Jehovah's Witnesses were the grandfathers of that. They were the front runners. They were the pioneers of non-oath. They were the pioneers of not allegiance. So a lot of the breakup you see and divided we fall has roots in Jehovah.
Mm-hmm.
The hate that you see of the Palestinians over there in the big cities right now today has roots with Jehovah. Jehovah hates the nation states. He hates America as founded, must destroy it. That's why they don't do the Pledge of Allegiance. They don't believe in the nation state. They believe in globalism.
Mm-hmm.
No,
what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, can we see in the changes where they start getting rid of the white male on their JW broadcasting? They can still be in charge, quietly behind the scenes.
No, because see, look, if you look at all the men who have power in the United States and the world in the globalism, it's all white men. They talk bad about white men, but they're still in charge. Look, Justin Trudeau, well, he's a woman, but everywhere there's men in charge. Joe Biden is a white man. The World Economic Forum, white man. Benjamin Netanyahu, white man. There's white men everywhere in charge of everything. In Hollywood, everything. Now, they talk bad about white men, but they're still in power.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah. I know that.
So the same thing with Watchtower. The white men are in charge.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know that. We know that. But a lot of these companies, they're naming all of these people that are the face.
They hate white men in name only, but they're still in charge. Like Boeing, and let's say they're DEI. But look at the corporate structure; they're still men.
No, correct. Yeah. But they do token, like Samuel Herder would be a token.
Yeah.
Can we see more? So basically, the question is, can we anticipate the changes of Watchtower, more DEI in Watchtower, diversity, equity, and inclusion?
I told you that, but it will be with women.
Women.
Already, the first step was already with making women wear pants. Mm-hmm. I think you'll see women dressing up like executives.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
so if a woman,
the sisters that are going to move up, like let's say you go to Watchtower and there's a lawyer there, a sister, she's mm-hmm. going to dress in corporate attire. She'll move up in the structure.
Okay. So they'll have different. So they won't be elders, but they'll be given different names.
Assistant to yes, but they'll wield power behind the scenes.
But they'll like the helpers of the governing body. They're helpers or the Jehonadab class. They'll make up some other class.
Some of the best lawyers are women.
But Donald Trump's lawyer is a woman. So hold on. So that's the prediction we could actually make. That the women will not be ministerial servants. They won't be elders, but they will have a new title, a new class, a Jehovah's Witness class, where women with pantsuits that have that executive look can do the bidding of Watchtower.
Correct.
And you still have your
the Johnny Cochran class. Johnny Cochran class.
We shall call them the Johnny. Oh no.
Yeah, because they're going to be lawyers, female lawyers. Is
there a female lawyer in the could it be the we shall call it the Alan sister
Alan Parsons project?
Alan Parsons project. So what would be with the woman? Oh my God, we shall call it the
Marsha Clark class.
Mm-hmm. The Marsha Clark class, or the Go-Go's. We shall call it the Go-Go class. We shall call it the Go-Go class. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Do you think they have to wear a hat No, but that's a good question
Why would they
because
wear?
the head covering. The head covering.
Oh, the head covering. That's a good
No,
question.
no, I just think that is the executive look would be the because this is the thing. Look, you
Or
can
a
put on
scarf. Could he?
a scarf.
Could Fixing My
A
Face
scarf.
Man a scarf? Could it be a scarf? Ask him if it's a scarf.
Yeah, it could be a scarf. But here's the thing.
Mhm.
The executive thing is very important because you can have a person, you put a badge, like a police officer, a person puts on a white lab coat, and you think all of a sudden he's God, or another white lab coat, and you let him put poison in your body. Why? Because they have the uniform. So you're absolutely right when it comes to this uniform that they can put on the women. That would then lead them to have that power because it's all with optics. We're dealing with sheep, anyways. So when the sheep see these women, with their suits, their special pantsuits, they're going to view them as
One thing I know for sure,
I don't know. I'm just
like the other day in Arizona, in our state, the communists, the Supreme Court, they released this law from the 1800s about abortion.
yeah.
It totally decimated the Republican Party in our country.
Okay.
It divided it in half. The Republicans never saw it coming. This is how powerful communists are. They never quit. So, like, let's say you're a Republican or a conservative, and you go to dinner. Enjoy your dinner because your enemies are plotting on you. That's why Jesus was at dinner and his enemies were plotting on him. It never stops with these people. They go to bed thinking how they could screw people. For example, the beard. No apostate saw the beard coming. I didn't see it coming in a million years. So the next thing that's coming down the pike, some of us has mentioned it, but we don't know what the hell Watchtower is thinking.
No, we do. We know what Watchtower is thinking. Samuel Hurt is going to give this speech. The Jehovah's Witness sisters are going to be the Deborah class.
Think so?
They'll be judging Israel because they're the Deborah class.
That is a bold prediction. I didn't see that one coming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that coming. I accept it and I like your thinking. But I don't see it. I don't see it yet. I would see that they would have a position of responsibility. I see that.
They'll be
For
the Deborah.
example, no, not in judging. I would see them running construction departments. I will see them running the secretarial, the money. I could see them running all that. Like, for instance, the residential new construction. What's it called? The RNC or whatever they call. I could see a sister running that and being named as department head. That would be neat. I mean, that would be bold. But I don't see them being put in judgeship. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm not arguing with nobody. Vern put that out, and yeah, I agree with him, but I just don't see that happening right away.
Mm-hmm. Well, then they would have to have a different Bible text to use. Because with these guys, they always,
Yeah, but you know what? He could be right because you don't know what your enemy's going to do. You don't know. Watchtower might be having a lot of bold moves. What I'm saying is the beard and the pantsuit. Did anybody see that coming? I don't remember any apostate talking about that. It hit us right between the eyes. That was a surprise to all of us, I would think. And if there was somebody who called it, I apologize to him. But I didn't hear any apostate call it.
Crazy. So I think that's it.
So wait, let's recap. We know what the pants and the beard. I think the next move is birthdays. That's my prediction. Birthdays. Vern says in judgeship, right?
Well, no, he just used that Bible text. That
Okay.
that they can give a woman position.
Now, I hear a lot of people saying the blood issue is going to be revamped. A lot of videos, Jehovah's Witness videos on YouTube that I've seen, they thinking that they're going to go further on the blood issue. Completely, total, conscientious decision.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is going to be the next move?
Birthdays?
Birthdays? Yeah, me too. Birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know what? Since we said birthdays, we're going to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're so unpredictable. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Yeah. But They're saying that they had to be a new religion in 10 years they gave themselves, huh? I think.
10 years?
I think so.
Yeah, they have to be. Yeah, because it was. I have the magazine somewhere here. The
So
Time magazine.
by 2030, they're going to be a whole new corporate.
They have to, because in Time magazine, when they did the article on Ray France, it's somewhere here. At the very end, last paragraph was, I think, if you go on my channel and you type in the oldest video on my channel, it's the Ray France one, and I show the picture of the page, and it says, Time says, the Jehovah's Witnesses put an expiration date on their religion.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, Time magazine. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And that was because the 1914 generation. Huh?
Well, see, on Vern, he's right, but it's already happening. Like I mentioned about my sister, shunning will loosen up more.
Yeah,
like she's talking to her nephew. She's talking to her nephew of almost 7 years, but for 7 years she's been ignoring him.
Yeah, but I think Vern is saying generally it's going to go.
No,
down.
yes, it's going on that thing. Yeah, but it's already happening. So no, the thing with Vern is he's right, but it's already happening.
Yeah,
and he's right, and it's going to keep going and going and going in that direction.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the next big thing. So on the shunning, we're already seeing it. He's correct, but I think the next big thing is going to have to be birthdays. It's got to be birthdays. That's an easy one, man. If I was a baseball player and I was waiting for a pitch, the next pitch would be a low down the middle birthdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's late.
I'll be wrong.
No. So that's it. I don't have anything to leave. Nothing special to leave with.
Nothing. No questions.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't have anything else to. We're gonna get going, but what would I leave with? Just all I have is the Dean Martin clip, but I play them all the time. Oh, how about this one?
Yes, well, maybe you know what a zombie is. When a person dies and is buried, it seems there are certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
You gotta laugh at yourself, you gotta laugh at yourself. That's all. Hey man, I laugh at myself too, If I've laughed at worse jokes.
It would be funny if the damn border wasn't so scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. All right, that's it, guys.
Okay, Gilbert.
We'll see you later. And he liked it. Hey, the Canadian liked it. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, because it's funny, man. It's funny.
Hey, ask Vern if he thinks of birthdays. Ask him before we leave. What does he think? Do you think birthdays is on the tab with the governing body?
Do you think birthdays in 2024? Birthdays in 2024.
You think so? Who says that?
I don't know. I think it's 2024 birthdays.
Mm-hmm. Is it plausible? Think about it. Is it plausible? Can you imagine a day where you see a JW Piñata? Can you see that happening? Oh my gosh, that would be so funny.
I believe the Magi will have to accept it. The Magi. Jesus received birthday gifts, Jesse. Now you could put a cap on the birthday to just kids.
It could be, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Because
the adults were the ones that caused the problems. The birthday of adults, grown as men and grown as women. But the birthdays of babies is harmless.
So as the days go by, we're going to see two things. If the shunning decreases, like Vern said, and if the women are empowered more with the pantsuits, if they're given more positions of responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if they do birthdays, it'll be limited to 3 gifts only.
3 gifts only. Gold, frankincense, and a JW Piñata.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know why God gave Jesus gold, right? He needed that money to get to Egypt.
Well, that's speculation. You don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
He needed it to get to Egypt. Yeah. So what was the moral of the story? that gold is there to preserve your life, not to make you rich. It's there to preserve your life in moments of need. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, watch the movie Casablanca. Everybody was selling their gold, diamonds. They were trying to get to Portugal to get to the United States to save their life.
Yeah. Hey, Gilbert, changing the
Yeah.
subject a little bit. Caitlin Clark went #1, huh?
Yeah, I watched the Caitlin Clark went on. I've never seen any draft, NFL, baseball, no drafts, but I did watch the WNBA draft on Caitlin Clark because I'm fascinated by this thing about Caitlin Clark, not just because she's breaking records and everything, but the haters. And see, so check this out. So we got Caitlin Clark over here. Who cares what you think? What I'm saying is we got these haters, people who are jealous haters. Now we have another group of people. There's guys, and they have YouTube channels, and they're making bank because 15 million or 18 million people watch the game. Well, like 1 million people are watching on YouTube, typing in Caitlin to see what new news is coming out. So people are making videos about the hate, the jealousy, and everything, and they're making money on their individual channels based on the hate that's out there on Caitlin. And
So
I'm thinking about
she created her own little atmosphere.
her own little world. And so I'm thinking about the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I'm thinking, okay, about the hate factor. How and I'm glad when I see Jehovah's Witnesses making money on YouTube, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't. That's why I play all my little music. But hey, I'm all for it.
More power to them. And whoever, shut up. If they want to do it, they could do it.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Write a book, whatever. Just make as much money as you can.
Business. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm fascinated about the hate, the haters, the jealousy, and how people are monetizing on that hate. People that have nothing to do with it are making bank, Jesse. I know there's one channel, he was getting like over 200,000 views a week just reporting on Caitlin and on the hate.
I got a question for you. You got your Caitlin Clark, and then you have the people that hate Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
That's the two. And then you have a new group here, the independents, who are just reporting on everything. Okay,
and making
my
money.
question to you. So you have the Jehovah's Witnesses,
mm-hmm.
and you have the apostates.
Mm-hmm.
Could the Watchtower be living off of all the apostates' work?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This is what fascinates me. I'm just fascinated about it. And the whole Caitlin thing. It's really interesting,
Like us.
Mm-hmm.
We were the first ones to leave in Yuma and become apostates in our hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't see no shrinking in our town.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have kept our pie holes closed.
Yeah. That's the point. We were talking about that. If you and I would have shut up, not said anything, the Jehovah's Witness numbers in the Spanish in Yuma would be going down. But because you and
I protested in Somerton, I protested in Yuma, during COVID and everything, I probably made them stronger.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, and that's what fascinates me about it. Yeah. The other thing is the Cat Williams Club Shay Shay. Love Club Shay Shay. I'm just fascinated by it. The last one was the comedian Godfrey, and he talks about how the guy he knows was a drug dealer, went to China. The Chinese love the blacks and everything, impressed with them. Like my last video about Duke Ellington, Count Basie. They're just impressed with Magic Johnson, all these guys, Jordan. They're just the best. The blacks are the best when it comes to creative trendsetters. They just do everything. But he says, because it's very easy for us to destroy you. We pit you one against the other. We divide you and we destroy you. So from a Chinese perspective, because the Chinese just copy, paste, and steal, right? Like with my dad told the owner of his company, don't sell it to these people. What do? The Chinese bought all of the equipment, copied it in China, and then resold it under a new name. Then my dad was out of a job.
I'm going to throw a theory that I have.
But what did he say? He goes, you blacks can't even organize crime. And I thought to myself, that was God sent. So ex-Jehovah's Witnesses are the same thing. Ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, when you look at that clip on Godfrey with the Club Shay Shay, when he says you can't organize crime, the Achilles heel of the ex-Jehovah's Witnesses is they can't organize like the Jehovah's Witnesses. Got to give it to the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're good organizing. They may not be a big religion, but they can organize. Look at Rick Farron trying to get a convention. He's putting it out till next year. What I'm saying is the Jehovah's Witnesses can have a convention next month. They're good at work.
But let me throw a different dynamic, a different dimension. What's that called? The four-sided instead of the third dimension, a tetrad? Let me throw a tetrad at you. You said that blacks can't organize. Who said that?
Godfrey said that the Chinese mafia was telling this black guy that went over there, he was, like being a supplier. And he was telling him all of the great things about the black culture. But the one thing that he got out of it was that, yeah, we have a problem as blacks. Kind of like the Mexican crabs when they try to get out of the ship, they always bring each other down. The American crabs help each other escape.
Listen, I think, let me throw a tetrad at you. Let me add something and tell you, no, that all men are created equal, endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. And it doesn't matter what color your skin, people can organize. Look at after Lincoln died. Look at the Underground Railroad. Look at George Washington Carver. Who else? The prominent black men that moved America right after the Civil War when we were destroyed and decimated. They organized like never before. They were at the pinnacle of the movement. Look at the greats in any endeavor. Remember what God said to the fathers? Let your son be with you and let him walk with you and you will talk. He didn't say to go to school. So what happens is another generation goes to college and university and the diversity ends. You see? Because you go to a school and they educate you and they keep you dumbed down. But when what school did George Washington Carver go to? Or what school did the Underground Railroad Harriet Tubman go to? These people were educated. What school did Thomas Edison go to? All the great people of the 1800s and the 1900s, the ones who built the industries, what schools did they go to? They went to schools where they learned different things. But they homogenize it in this university. They take all this independence, the spirit of independence, and they bring it into a little building and they squeeze it and they condense it. But God says, no, everybody go, leave Babylon. And the human spirit is crushed in these learning institutions. So when you say that a certain race can't organize, no, it's been done on purpose. We took away their organizational skills and we put them in universities. And now they're all stupid idiots like that pasty white guy with the white privilege from Louisiana State University. What's his name?
James Carville.
James Carville. Yeah. They become James Carville clones.
And it goes back to that video about the about the rap, how they were yeah. And so what is the antidote to that? It's real simple. The Declaration of Independence, freedom, running away, and getting out of the system. Another one for 2024, he's right. If Watchtower made pretty much everything in Conscience Matter and invited you back, what would you do?
Wow. My head's exploding on that one. No, I would never go back, never. But that is a powerful.
The Conscience Matter. The Conscience Matter is from a legal standpoint. The Conscience Matter is awesome because you can have an opinion, but a lawyer could use the Conscience Matter to get rid of any kind of legal connection.
Liability.
Like, do you want to disfellowship yourself? You push people. Does your conscience tell you to be disfellowshipped? Okay, well, he disfellowshipped himself. It was his conscience, So, but I'm just saying, it's a conscience matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care whatever changes they make. I would never go back. Never.
No, I would never go back.
Yeah.
And I can't go back because I have it in writing from Watchtower. You can't go back. Yeah.
And besides, our brother is dead and our mom and dad are dead. There's blood on the water now.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing people don't talk about, huh? The blood on the water. You and I talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
How are you going to go back when blood is spilled?
No. There's nothing to go back to. Jehovah hates us to death.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Yeah. We're east of Eden, dude.
Yeah. Fool me once. Shame on You told me twice. Shame on me.
All right, Gilbert.
I gotta
Yeah.
go. All right, we'll end it right here. We'll end it with Jesse, and I want to thank everybody for coming. And let me see here. And I want to leave you with this. Oh no. Let's try this one.
To my world, won't you come on in?